Captain Alex Rains had seen many worlds in his life, but none were like Lithera. The planet glowed with soft light, the sky painted in shades of purple and green. Strange plants stretched toward the sky, their leaves shimmering like glass. Rivers of liquid crystal reflected the sun in 1,000 colors. Alex had landed here to study the planet's energy resources, but he did not expect to find something extraordinary. As he walked through the forest, the quiet hum of the planet filled his ears. Every step he took left tiny sparks on the ground, as if the soil itself recognized him. He had his translator device on, ready to capture any sounds of intelligent life. Suddenly a soft sound reached him, a quiet, trembling sound like someone was crying. Alex froze. He was alone, or at least he thought he was. He followed the sound carefully, weaving through towering trees with glowing leaves. The crying grew louder, more desperate. Finally, in a small clearing, he saw her, a young alien, her skin pale and translucent, her hair flowing like silver threads. She clung to a small bundle of cloth, tears streaming down her delicate face. Alex took a cautious step forward. "Hey, it's okay," he said gently. He kept his hands visible. The girl flinched, her large, luminescent eyes wide with fear. She spoke quickly in a language Alex had never heard. His translator beeped, but the words were too jumbled to understand. Despite the fear in her eyes, she did something unexpected. She ran to him and clung tightly to his chest. Her grip was fragile, but strong enough to surprise him. Alex instinctively wrapped his arms around her, careful not to hurt her. She buried her face in his shoulder, trembling. Alex realized she must be important. Most creatures that fled from danger did not run toward strangers. There was urgency in her tears, something deeper than fear. He scanned the area with his handheld sensor. Movement far away in the shadows of the glowing trees. Guards or hunters. Someone was looking for her. He knelt down, keeping his voice calm. "It's okay. I won't hurt you. I'm Alex. Can you say your name?" Slowly, the girl pulled back a little, sniffled, and whispered, "Elira." "Elira," he repeated softly. "Okay, Elira. You're safe, for now." She looked up at him, tears still in her eyes, but a flicker of hope appeared. Alex could see her species was unusual. Their bodies were fragile-looking, almost delicate, yet there was a quiet strength in her stance, even when frightened. He had read about the Litherans in the Explorer archives. They were rare, a proud race, usually calm and composed. For one to cry openly, especially a princess, meant something serious had happened. Alex motioned for her to follow him. "We need to move," he said. The girl nodded and stayed close, still holding on to him. He scanned the forest again. The guards were getting closer, their forms barely visible in the shimmering light. "Stay quiet," Alex whispered. He led her along a narrow path between crystal trees, using his knowledge of survival and terrain to avoid detection. He thought about Earth, about his own people, and realized humans had one advantage here: adaptability. Other species might have frozen in fear or fled blindly. Humans could think, plan, and act. That might be exactly what Elira needed right now. After some time, they reached a hidden grove, a place where the light bent strangely, and the guard's sensors could not reach easily. Alex sat down and offered her water from his portable supply. She drank quickly, her hands trembling. He did not rush her, just waited, observing. "Can you tell me what happened?" he asked gently. She shook her head, afraid to speak. Alex smiled softly. "That's okay. We'll figure it out together. You're not alone anymore." Elira's breathing slowly steadied. She looked at him with a mix of fear and trust. Something about humans, Alex realized, was unusual to her. They were different from her people, creative, daring, and sometimes reckless, but always persistent. He hoped that would help her survive the danger she was in. As the twin moons of Lithera rose, casting silver light across the grove, Alex thought about the path ahead. He had landed on this planet for research, but now he had a mission far greater: protecting an alien princess, facing unknown dangers, and possibly changing the future of an entire civilization. He tightened his grip on his equipment, ready for whatever came next. For the first time on Lithera, Alex felt not just awe at the planet's beauty, but a sense of purpose. Elira's tears were heavy with meaning, and he would not let them fall in vain. Humans had faced impossible odds before, and somehow he knew that together they could survive this too. The night deepened, stars sparkled above like distant crystals, and somewhere in the shadows the threat that had caused Elira's tears was still moving, searching, waiting. Alex took a deep breath. This was only the beginning. The first light of Lithera's twin suns filtered through the crystal trees, casting a rainbow of colors over the hidden grove. Elira sat quietly beside Captain Alex Rains, her hands trembling as she tried to calm herself. Alex could see the fear in her large, glowing eyes, but also a flicker of determination. He had learned one thing already. This young alien was braver than she looked. After a moment of silence, Alex decided to try again. "Elira," he said gently, "you don't have to be afraid of me. I want to help you. Can you tell me what happened?" The princess hesitated, looking down at her hands. Slowly she spoke, her words halting but clear enough through the translator device. There are those in my palace who want to take the crystals. My family. They must protect the people, but I ran." Alex's heart tightened. Energy crystals were what humans called the rare resource he had come to study, but they were clearly much more important to the Litherans. They powered their cities, maintained balance in nature, and perhaps even held political power. To steal them could destroy not only the planet's stability, but the lives of millions. Who is trying to take them? Alex asked. Elira's voice shook. Faction. They are soldiers, but not loyal to the throne. They want to control Lithera. They will hurt anyone who stands in their way. My parents. My family. She broke off, sobbing. Alex could see her struggle to hold back deeper emotions. Alex nodded. I understand, he said softly, and I will help you. You're not alone anymore. She looked at him, her expression a mixture of fear and hope. For the first time since he had met her, Alex saw trust. It was fragile, but it was there. He had faced danger before in his travels, but nothing like this. Nothing had prepared him for protecting a young alien princess from an unknown faction on a foreign planet. Yet he felt certain of one thing. Humans had a strength that others underestimated. The ability to think fast, adapt, and act boldly. That would be their advantage. Alex helped Elira to her feet. We need to get somewhere safe, he said. Do you know a place where the faction cannot find you? Elira hesitated, then nodded. There, the old gardens. The trees are older than the city. The guards cannot see me there easily, Alex smiled. Then we go there. But we must move carefully. He activated his portable scanner and mapped a path that avoided patrols. He could see shadows moving in the distance, faint figures searching for her. Time was short. They moved swiftly but quietly, weaving through the glowing forest. Elira clung to Alex not from fear of him but to feel safe. Every step was tense. Strange creatures scuttled across the glowing moss, some curious, some dangerous. Alex kept his blaster ready, though he hoped it would not be needed. As they walked, Elira explained more. The faction, they think the humans are strange. They say you are clever, unpredictable, but you are brave. You may help. Alex chuckled softly. We humans try our best, he said. Sometimes we succeed. Sometimes we surprise even ourselves. After a long walk, they reached the old gardens. Giant trees with glowing vines towered above them. The area felt ancient, almost sacred. Here, Elira said, the faction's sensors could not detect her. Alex quickly set up a temporary shelter using his portable gear, giving them both some privacy and safety. Elira collapsed to the ground, exhausted. I thought I would die, she admitted. Her voice was barely a whisper. You won't, Alex said firmly. Not while I'm here. You are strong, Elira. You survived the escape. That shows more courage than most would have. Her eyes widened slightly. You think so? I do, he replied. Humans survive by thinking, adapting, and never giving up. You've done the same. Together we can face whatever comes next. They stayed in the old gardens for hours, planning their next move. Elira revealed details about her people. The faction had grown powerful in secret, using fear to gain influence. They wanted the crystals to make weapons not just for Lithera, but possibly to attack other planets. Alex listened carefully. He understood now why her tears had been so heavy. This was not just about her safety, but the safety of countless lives. Alex thought about Earth. Humans had faced threats from nature, from disease, from war. And now on another planet he realized the same qualities that kept humans alive. Courage, resourcefulness, empathy could help save an entire civilization. He felt a surge of pride in humanity, knowing their traits were valuable beyond his own world. Night fell over the old gardens. The twin moons reflected off the crystalline rivers nearby, creating a soft light that bathed the forest in silver. Alex kept watch while Illyra rested. He knew the faction would not give up easily, but he also knew that together they could survive anything. For the first time, Illyra's tears were not just of fear. They were mixed with hope. And Alex felt a quiet certainty. This was the beginning of a bond that could change the fate of Lythra. The forest was alive with whispers of wind and distant movements. Somewhere the faction was still searching, but for now they had a safe place, a plan, and each other. And in the heart of the alien planet, two very different beings, human and princess, stood ready to face the dangers ahead. The morning sun of Lythra rose slowly, bathing the old gardens in soft golden light. Alex and Illyra packed their gear and prepared to leave. The princess had regained some composure, but her eyes still carried the weight of fear. Alex could sense it. He knew the faction would not rest, and every moment they delayed could be dangerous. "Ready?" Alex asked. Illyra nodded, gripping his hand briefly before letting go. She trusted him, but the forest around them was alive with unseen dangers. Their path led through thick groves of crystal trees. The ground sparkled with tiny glowing insects, their light pulsing like gentle heartbeat rhythms. Alex moved carefully, scanning for any signs of pursuit. The Lythrans' sensors might be advanced, but they could not anticipate a human's ability to adapt. As they moved deeper into the forest, a low growl echoed behind them. Alex stopped immediately. From the shadows emerged a predator unlike anything he had ever seen. A four-legged creature with translucent skin and jagged crystal spines along its back. Its eyes glowed red and it moved with silent grace. "Stay calm," Alex whispered to Illyra. He adjusted his blaster but didn't fire yet. He noticed the creature's eyes followed them, calculating, waiting. Illyra froze, but Alex took a deep breath. Humans were unpredictable. He reached into his pack and pulled out a small flare device. With careful aim, he shot it toward a cluster of glowing rocks nearby. The light burst suddenly, startling the creature. It hissed and turned away, giving them a chance to move past. "That was clever," Illyra whispered, a small smile breaking through her fear. Alex smiled. Sometimes humans survive by thinking fast, using what's around us. They continued their journey, now more cautious than ever. The forest began to change as they approached the northern plains. The trees became sparse, replaced by jagged crystal formations and rivers of shimmering energy. The terrain was treacherous. One wrong step could send them tumbling into a deep crevice or into the path of a river that carried intense electrical currents. "I've never seen anything like this," Illyra said, her voice a mix of awe and concern. "It's beautiful," Alex replied, "but dangerous. Stay close." Hours passed. The sun moved across the sky and the shadows shifted. Alex noticed signs of the faction, small traps hidden in the crystal formations, sensors partially covered by rocks. They were tracking Illyra, he realized, but humans had the advantage of creativity. By taking unexpected paths, using the forest's natural cover, they could stay ahead. During a short rest, Illyra shared more about her people. We rarely cry. Emotion is private, but you make me feel safe. I never felt this before." Her words were soft, but they carried weight. Alex felt a surge of admiration for her. She was young, a princess, and yet she had endured terror and still thought of others, even him. "You're braver than you know," he said. "Humans see strength in action, not just words. And you've acted with courage every step." As night fell, they reached a narrow canyon. Energy storms crackled across the sky above, sending lightning arcs dancing through the crystal cliffs. The storm was hazardous. Any strike could be deadly, but Alex had a plan. He guided Illyra to a small cave partially hidden behind a waterfall of light energy. The cave's interior glowed softly, protecting them from the storm outside. Inside, they rested. Alex checked his equipment while Illyra studied the patterns of energy in the cave, fascinated. "Your people are amazing," he said. "The crystals, the light, the way your world works. It's incredible. And you're part of it, protecting it." Illyra smiled faintly, comforted by his words. I want to protect my people, but I don't know if I can do it alone." "You're not alone," Alex assured her. "Humans can help. We're clever, persistent, and sometimes stubborn. That can be useful when fighting impossible odds." The night passed with whispers of wind and distant echoes of predators. Alex kept watch while Illyra slept, her body finally relaxing. He thought about the journey ahead. They had to reach the capital city, warn her family, and stop the faction before they could act. It would not be easy, but he knew humans had survived impossible challenges before, and somehow he believed their combined courage would be enough. As the first light of dawn peeked into the cave, Alex felt a quiet determination. The forest, the predators, the energy storms, they were obstacles, yes, but they also proved something important. Humans could adapt, survive, and protect even the most fragile lives. Elira's trust in him had strengthened, and in turn he felt a deep respect for her bravery and resilience. Together, they stepped out of the cave, ready to continue their journey. The world of Lithra was vast, dangerous, and mysterious, but Alex knew that with courage, cleverness, and trust, even a human and an alien princess could face the perils ahead, and perhaps change the fate of an entire planet. And so, their perilous journey continued, with hope in their hearts and determination in their steps. The capital city of Lithra rose ahead, a breathtaking blend of crystalline towers, glowing bridges, and rivers of liquid light. Alex and Elira approached cautiously, keeping to the shadows. From a distance, they could see the city guards patrolling, unaware of the faction moving within their own ranks. Alex knew time was running out. The faction's plan had to be stopped before it was too late. "This city, it is beautiful," Elira whispered, awe in her voice. "But now, it feels dangerous," Alex nodded. "Beauty can hide danger. Stay close and watch carefully. We need to find your family." Using narrow alleyways and hidden passages, they moved closer to the royal palace. Elira explained more about the faction. "They are powerful. They believe my family is weak and they want the energy crystals for themselves. They plan to build weapons, to attack others, including your people." Alex's eyes widened. The stakes were far greater than he had imagined. This was not just about saving a princess or protecting a planet. It could impact countless lives across the galaxy. He clenched his fists, feeling a surge of determination. Humans had faced impossible odds before, and now, on Lithra, they could do it again. They reached a vantage point overlooking the palace courtyard. From there, Alex could see several armored figures sneaking toward the central crystal vault. They carried devices designed to extract and weaponize the crystals. "They intend to steal the crystals tonight," Elira said, her voice trembling.
"If they succeed, my people."
"They will suffer, and the balance of Lithra destroyed," Alex thought fast. "We need to warn your family and stop them before they can use those devices." "Do you know a secret entrance to the palace?" Elira nodded, pointing to a narrow tunnel hidden beneath the palace gardens. "It leads to the royal council chamber. Only trusted guards know it." They moved quickly, slipping into the tunnel. The walls glowed faintly, illuminating their path. Alex admired the ingenuity of Elira's people. The tunnels, the security measures, the careful planning of the royal family. Still, it was their quick thinking, adaptability, and trust in each other that would make the difference. When they reached the chamber, they found it empty, but monitors displayed images of the faction moving toward the crystal vault. Alex studied the layout. "If we split their attention, we can slow them down. We'll need to act fast, but carefully." Elira nodded. Her small hands gripped his arm. I trust you." "I know you can help." Alex felt a quiet pride. Humans could be unpredictable, yes, but sometimes that unpredictability saved lives. He devised a plan. Using portable devices from his pack, he created small diversions, holographic images of guards appearing in different hallways. Then he set traps using energy pulses that would temporarily disable the faction's devices. As the faction approached the crystal vault, the diversions worked. Guards in the palace were momentarily confused, giving Alex and Elira precious time. They slipped through a side entrance and reached the vault just as the faction attempted to open the crystal containment units. Alex acted quickly. He activated the traps, sending a pulse that disabled the faction's equipment. Sparks flew, alarms rang, and the intruders froze in surprise. Elira ran to the vault controls, using her knowledge of the systems to secure the crystals. The faction members tried to fight back, but Alex and Elira were clever. Using the environment, they dodged attacks, blocked pathways, and guided the intruders into containment areas. The faction's plan began to unravel, their power over the city collapsing. Finally, the palace guards arrived, alerted by Elira's earlier warning. Together, they rounded up the remaining faction members. The threat was over for now. Alex breathed a sigh of relief. He had expected danger, but seeing the faction's plan fully revealed, he understood the true scope of what they had prevented. Elira turned to him, tears in her eyes. But this time, they were tears of gratitude. "You saved my family. You saved Lithera. I don't know how to thank you." Alex shook his head. "You don't need to. Humans do what they can when it matters. You were brave too. Without your knowledge and courage, none of this would have been possible." She smiled faintly. "Humans are clever." "You surprise me," Alex chuckled softly. "And Litherans are strong. You survived, trusted me, and acted when it counted. That's bravery too." As the city settled, Alex realized something important. Humans were not just explorers or scientists. They were protectors, problem solvers, and sometimes heroes in worlds far beyond their own. Elira had shown that even a small, seemingly fragile being could inspire courage and action. Together, they had stopped a threat that could have changed the galaxy. The royal family soon appeared, and Elira was reunited with them. They thanked Alex formally, though he waved it off with a modest shrug. He knew the true reward was not recognition, but the knowledge that his actions had made a difference. As night fell over Lithera, Alex looked at the twin moons reflecting in the crystalline rivers. The planet was safe for now. The faction had been defeated, but the experience had shown him the true value of courage, intelligence, and trust. Humans could face danger anywhere, and sometimes their presence could tip the balance toward hope. Elira stood beside him, no longer crying, her confidence returning. "The people will remember this day," she said softly. Alex smiled. "And maybe they will remember humans too. We have our ways." For the first time, the planet felt peaceful. But Alex knew their journey was not over. Challenges would come again, but together, human ingenuity and Litheran courage had proven a powerful combination. The city of Lithera slowly regained its calm. The faction that had threatened the royal family and the energy crystals was defeated, and the palace guards had secured the city. But for Captain Alex Rains, the work was not yet finished. He knew that protecting the crystals was only part of the mission. They also had to ensure that the faction could not rise again. Elira stood beside him in the royal council chamber. Her face was pale from exhaustion, but her eyes shone with determination. "The people are afraid," she said softly. "They do not understand why the faction betrayed us. They need hope." Alex nodded. "Then let's give it to them. Humans can show that courage and cleverness can overcome even the greatest threats. You've already inspired your people. Now we can help make them feel safe again." Together they devised a plan. Using the palace's communication network, they broadcasted the story of the faction's defeat to all citizens. Elira spoke to her people with calm authority, explaining how the crystals were safe and how the faction's actions had been stopped. Alex assisted by showing strategies that humans used in conflict, how to anticipate threats, act quickly, and work together to protect what matters most. The citizens of Lithera listened in awe. Many had never seen a human before, and Alex's presence, combined with Elira's bravery, gave them a new perspective. They realized that humans were not just visitors. They were allies, capable of extraordinary thinking and action. After the broadcast, the royal family formally welcomed Alex into the palace. Elira's parents, King Theron and Queen Lyria, expressed deep gratitude. "You risked your life for our people," King Theron said, his voice steady but emotional. "We owe you more than words can say." Alex shook his head. "I did what anyone would do if they could." The true courage came from Princess Elira. She faced fear, escaped danger, and acted to save her people. "I just helped a little," Queen Lyria smiled. "Your humility is rare, Captain. Your actions remind us that courage comes in many forms. You have proven that humans are not only clever but honorable." The palace prepared a small ceremony to honor Alex. Crystals glowed softly around him, and the citizens lined the streets cheering for the human who had saved their world. Elira stood close, holding his hand briefly. She no longer seemed fragile. Her confidence had grown, strengthened by survival, trust, and the partnership with Alex. Later, Alex and Elira walked through the palace gardens. The moonlight reflected off the crystalline rivers, casting gentle light across the paths. "It feels peaceful again," Elira said. "I was so afraid before. I thought everything was lost," Alex smiled. "Sometimes fear shows us what is truly important, and sometimes it helps us find strength we didn't know we had." You found that strength, Elira. I just helped you see it. Elira looked at him with a thoughtful expression. Your people, humans, you are different. Brave, clever, and kind. I will remember this always. And I will remember you, Alex replied. You taught me something too. Even a young princess, a seemingly small being, can change the fate of an entire planet. That is the real power of courage. The next morning it was time for Alex to return to Earth. He stood on the landing platform, the shuttle ready. Elira and her family were there to see him off. She held a small crystal glowing softly. This is a gift, she said. A symbol of friendship between humans and Litherans. Whenever you look at it, remember that your courage mattered. Alex nodded, touched. I will keep it safe. And I will remember Lithera. And you. As the shuttle lifted off, Alex looked down at the city below. He felt awe, not just for the beauty of Lithera, but for the people he had met, the bravery he had witnessed, and the difference humans could make in the galaxy. They had acted together, combining human ingenuity with Litheran resilience, to protect life and hope. From the shuttle window he could see Elira waving. No longer the frightened princess he had met in the forest, but a confident leader ready to guide her people. He felt pride in humanity, knowing that courage, intelligence, and kindness could shine even in the darkest places. The journey had tested them, but it had also shown a truth. No matter the planet, the species, or the danger, humans had the power to inspire, protect, and triumph. Elira's trust in the people of Lithera's hope would carry the story forward, showing that cooperation and bravery could overcome any threat. As Alex set course for Earth, he felt a quiet joy. He had left a mark on another world, and in return he had learned that even across the stars, courage, friendship, and ingenuity were universal. Humans were small in the galaxy, perhaps, but capable of greatness. And somewhere on Lithera, a princess watched the stars, knowing that the human who had saved her world was looking at the same sky, thinking of her too. A bond had been formed, one that could last across worlds, reminding all that hope and courage were not bound by species or distance, but by heart and action. Lithera was safe. Humanity had proven its worth, and the galaxy had witnessed the power of two unlikely allies, standing together against darkness and winning.